morning, everybody. Good morning to all. สวัสดีครับ สวัสดีท่านชาวสบายดีไหมครับทำอะไรภายในมาภายในมา All right. So, another day in wonderful Bangkok. For those of you who don't know, the Tourist Authority of Thailand has a plan now to, thought I had this set up right, to collect 500 baht from each foreigner coming into the country. And this is to be used to transform the tourism industry here to high value tourists as opposed to regular tourists that come in or backpackers, which I find that a bit hilarious. They want the tourists who are coming in to pay so that they can upgrade their tourism industry and make it a more green tourism industry, which I kind of find a little bit funny as well, although anything's possible. They pretty much ruin like the reefs and the forests are fine, but the oceans, the water, there's all kinds of problems with it. I mean, all you have to do is go down the street. If they want to clean something up, why don't they just clean up the klongs? The canals everywhere are just filthy, and there's garbage all over the place. I mean, it seems a bit of a stretch to me that they want to do this, but we'll get into this a little bit more in a few minutes. For now, let me give you guys what's going on here, the weather and everything else. Right now it is 84 degrees, high of 93 today, low of 77. The feel-like temperature is 95 degrees, 40% chance of rain, and it really seems like a very beautiful day today. 83% humidity, winds 8 miles an hour, northwest. Visibility is 6 miles. The air quality is not good. 106 today, which is moderately dangerous. However, the good news is that I don't know, maybe it had something to do with this 500 baht collection, the fee of 500 baht, they're collecting it. But the Thai baht is now 33.83, so it's weakened over the past few days, or the dollar has strengthened or both. Yeah. I don't even know where to begin about this. Before I go any further, I want to give a big shout out to all the people who sponsor my YouTube channel through the YouTube. I appreciate that. You can do that just by hitting the join button. And for all those people who have been contributing through Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal, thank you very much. And of course Patreon, and of course for watching, and of course the t-shirts and all that other kind of stuff. Appreciate it because it really helps. I'm in talks with Pattaya Bob and Longhorns. Hopefully sometime this week or no later than Monday of next week, we'll be going to somewhere. I'm not going to say where, but it's a nice place. We'll go there for maybe for the day, maybe for a couple of days. I really don't know. I'm not sure yet. We're waiting for Bob to get back to us. And once we know, I will let you guys know. but we are going to go somewhere. And then I'm not sure, but Mr. Longhorns and I will be going somewhere else. I don't know. I don't know what's up yet. But for now, we're here today, and I just kind of, you know, I saw this come out, this 500 baht, and the money is peanuts. I mean, really, you're talking about, really, you're talking about maybe $15. It's peanuts. But for some people, it's like one too many times that the Thai government has gone to the well trying to pick the pocket of the foreigner or milk the cow dry. You know, to me, I don't go as out of the country as much anymore. It's not a big deal. However, they already charge a departure tax. I don't know where that goes. The departure tax used to be 500 baht back in the old days. When I first started coming, you used to have 500 baht when you left. You went up to a little booth and you gave them the 500 baht, and they gave you a little receipt. And you had to show that when you went to through immigration. And it was a little bit of a hassle because sometimes, you know, you're like, oh, do I have any cash? You know, you might have a pocket full of dollars and a little bit of baht, and you're like, oh, I only got 320 baht. You had to go to the ATM, you know, and you're like, oh, I forgot. So sometimes it could be a bit of a little headache, but what they did was they incorporated it into the ticket, which really is smart on their part because a lot of people don't even know about it. It's now gone up, or it's gone up, I don't know how many years, 14 years or so again. It's 14 or so years ago, the price of the departure tax went up from 500 baht to 700 baht. And it's included in the ticket, so you never see it. And there's a lot of people, they don't even know that the money's taken out. They don't even know that they're charged this 700 baht, but they are, automatically. And one of the things is that they still don't know. They're going to form a committee, apparently, or committees to figure out how they want to collect this money. I don't know how difficult it is to figure that out. Maybe there's something I'm missing. I don't know. I don't know why you need to form committees. I really don't have, I just don't know. This really is supposedly has nothing to do with the COVID. Now, you could say, oh, well, they need money, they're just desperate, they're doing whatever they can. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, Thailand is not a poor country. People are under this illusion that Thailand is this dirt poor, backwards country. It's not. You go out to the villages, most people, they've got nice mobile phones. They may not be rich, but, you know, there's being rich, I mean, how many people really are rich financially? Filthy rich, where, you know, they never have to worry about that generational wealth. How many people really are? So I think I think, you know, listen, I don't think it's going to stop people. It may stop some people. Some people may be like, hey, you know, I've had enough of this. Now, one thing that has not been stated is whether or not this is for all foreigners or just for tourists, because this is a tourism transformation fund. Why am I required to pay this, or why is any foreigner required to pay this? Are the Thais required to pay this? Do the Thais use tourism as well? Yes, of course they do. In fact, they are the tourists right now. They are the main tourist. So, you know, I'm very skeptical about this, because for me it's another way for the government to garner money from foreigners, and nobody really knows where this money is going to go. I don't know how much transparency there is in the government, but I'm going to venture a guess and say not enough. Put the entrance, exit, an insurance premium into the cost of the ticket for tourism. More expensive to come, but no charges at the border and no foreigners being caught out in a medical emergency. Well, listen, I mean, when it comes down to it, I don't really have a problem with the money portion of it. In principle, I think they're putting the cart before the horse. They don't even have the tourists yet. And yet, now they're saying, well, if you're going to come, you're going to have to pay more money. Well, we already know that you have to pay more money because of the COVID insurance, because of the certificate of entry, because of the tests. Now, hopefully that will fade away. However, it's not clear if any of this money is going to medical care for foreigners. Originally, they said that they would have this and everybody would be covered and the foreigners wouldn't be charged. That was quickly thrown to the wayside. This is why you have $100,000 insurance. And I don't know, maybe the departments are not communicating with each other, or maybe it's just totally different insurance that they're discussing with this 500 baht. But they were I'm not sure which, maybe it was the health ministry or the CCSA was discussing how, maybe it was the hotel association, that what they needed to do was do away with the certificate of entry and reduce the insurance to $50,000 US. Now, maybe you wouldn't need so much insurance if they didn't charge different tiers for different nationalities in the hospitals, and it wasn't legal under their constitution. Because most Thais don't have 50,000 US in insurance. I can tell you that. I know this. Most of them don't have that much. If they have $1 million baht insurance, that's decent insurance for them. Before I go any further, please do me a favor. If you like this stream, if you like the channel, you like the videos, what do you got? Do me a favor and leave a thumbs up. And remember to subscribe. Doesn't cost a thing. Officially became the most locked down city in the world. Yeah, I mean, the other thing is that how many tourists want to come here wearing masks when they go outside? Hey, let me go down to the beach. Oh, you put your mask on. Don't forget your mask. So they're a long ways away, and here they are saying, well, we're going to charge you more money, by the way, when you come in. And again, it's not the amount of the money. And, sometimes you have to just let go of your principles and say, hey, I mean, because, I've already spoken to numerous people, and it's like, it's not the money, it's the principle. Okay, but sometimes you just have to let it go, because what are you going to do? If I got to go out of the country, when I come back, if they're charging 500 baht to get in, I'm going to say, okay, I should be thankful that they're not charging 10,000 baht to get in, because they could very well do that. Place is filling up quick. It's still early. Now, they're hoping for 10 million tourists next year. Now, this is, they have lofty expectations. I think that they are overvaluing their tourism industry at this point. I think, first of all, they really don't realize how many people they've already alienated. I believe that. I believe they are just clueless about how they are alienating foreigners. And, I try to stand, I try to sit on the fence and not take either side. There are times when I think, okay, well, maybe the United States should do that. And then there are times when I don't understand what the hell they're doing. Gennaro, how you doing? Obviously, we're here in Starbucks. Hopefully, the audio is good. It should be. Suksabai, Suksabai. Yesterday on the way, one more thing is that right now may be a good time to travel around where there's not many tourists and not many people. However, I can tell you that traffic is back to normal. The other day I went to go see Longhorns. Took me 2 hours to get home. Yesterday I was here at the mall. I sat in the lane to leave the mall for probably 10 or 15 minutes. Didn't even move. And then it took me about 30 minutes to get home. It's a 5-minute drive because there was so much traffic. So traffic has been picking up here. Things are picking up. I mean, that's great. I think it's great. I think that, to make a long story short, the Thais need to be the Thai government, I need to differentiate, the Thai government needs to be extremely careful about how they proceed with their foreigner-related mandates, because those people who are interested in Thailand, and obviously there are a lot of people who love Thailand, who, nothing can steer them away from coming back here, no matter what. I'll give my right arm to come back. But they still need to be very careful, because 1 minute people are saying, man, I love the place, and the next minute people are saying, I'm out of here. I know so many people that have left already, and they don't want to come back. They're like, why? The cost of living is going up, and it is still relatively inexpensive, but the cost of living is going up slowly. It's going up everywhere, but that's neither here nor there. And they're like, hey, you know what? I have no safety net here. I might as well go back home. I won't live quite as well, but I know that I have health care or whatever. And so, yeah, I know quite a few people who have left, quite a few expats. And I know some tourists who have said to me, I've had enough. I'm not going to go. I'm not going back to Thailand. Why would I go to a place where they've always got their hand in your pocket? That's his phrase, not mine. And it's one thing after another to make it more difficult for foreigners. And I will say this. One thing I'm wondering is why isn't there anything in the budget that provides for the tourism industry, that provides for the upkeep, the maintenance of the tourism industry? I mean, isn't there anything related to keeping Thailand green or making Thailand green? There's nothing from the taxes that people living here pay. There's nothing from them. So why is it that you're asking the foreigners to come in and do that? That's one question. I mean, what are the Thais paying taxes for? I mean, where is that money going where there's nothing in the budget for this? Is it all gone? I mean, was there a budget? Was there ever a budget? Difficult questions to find the answers to. And, like in many cases, when new information comes out, it's very vague. And then slowly but surely, the information comes out for better or worse. Top of the morning to you. Did you say earlier in your video that in the past there was a fee? Yes, there still is a fee. You just don't see it now. It used to be that there was a 500 baht departure tax, and you used to have to pay it upon departure. You used to have to go up to a little booth and give them the 500 baht. They give you a little piece of, a little slip of paper, a little receipt, and you had to show that when you left. Now, or as of about, I don't know how many years ago, 14 years ago, something like that. No, it was longer than that. It was like 22 years ago when that changed to where they included it in the price of the airline ticket. Then they raised the price to 700 baht, and I believe it was in 2007. They raised it to 700 baht. So you are paying a departure tax right now of 700 baht, which is what, 20 something dollars. Most people don't even know about it now, and that's the intention, I believe, which was smart on their part. So what are they going to do? Are they going to include it in this ticket? I mean, okay, what are you going to do? But the people who, I think that what they're counting on is that there are always people, it's like a customer base. You keep a customer base, and those customers are loyal no matter what. Damn near no matter what, right? But you're going to lose customers by attrition. They die. They don't need you anymore. It's the same thing with my channel. I got people that have been following me for the entire, 8 years, 8.5 years I've been online. I got people that I haven't heard from in years, and then maybe they pop up once in a while, or maybe I never hear from them again. Attrition causes the customer base to erode. And I think they count on that because they know there's going to be new tourists. There's going to be Chinese tourists. The Chinese aren't coming, well, they're going to count on the Indians. So now you got the Indian tourists. Oh, and by the way, the Russians may be coming because they're allowing the Sputnik to be used as a vaccine here. They're what the hell's the word I'm looking for? I need some coffee. Paper cup. They're recognizing the Sputnik, and supposedly that's going to prompt the Russians to come to Thailand. I don't know what that's what it is, but they believe more Russians will come. So, you have different nationalities coming in different percentages, and sure, maybe for a period of 5 years, it's always the Chinese that are first, or it's whoever. But I think that's what they're counting on. And they really believe that the idea of it is this fund is going to turn Thailand into a high value, what was it I called it? Well, it's going to prompt high value tourists to come here as opposed to backpackers, people who don't want to spend much money. And I'm a little bit different because I'm not a tourist. I'm an expat. So I'm like, okay, so all the money that my wife and I have put into paying the household expenses, paying for the kids' school, paying for their medical care, paying for our medical care, all that doesn't count for anything because you're going to get some high value tourists. I find that hard to believe. I think they're going about it the wrong way. Now, I'm not saying that this 500 baht is necessarily the wrong thing to do, but I think the pattern that they've shown and that they've established over the years is slowly but surely there are a lot of people who are like, I'm not going to Thailand. What does this say? In Italy, one time I ate 2 restaurants. Both gave bread and water. One billed for the bread and water, and the other didn't. But both were the same price, relatively speaking. Gennaro, that's come out several times. I don't remember off the top of my head, but at this point, they don't have many tourists at all. So, you know, yeah. And listen, they're in a bit of a pickle because their currency has taken a bit of a dump. You know, they've lost like 10% of their value of the currency. And that doesn't bode well for the people inside here. Now, it's great for tourists, for now. I think the government is forgetting that it's for tourists to perceive the value of visiting it. Exactly. What I've been saying is, to me, it looks like Thailand is take. I'm talking about from a tourism perspective. As an expat, I don't really expect all that much. You know, really. I get to live here, okay, fine. But if I'm a tourist going to a place, I want to be treated well. I don't want to be bent over at every turn or any time that someone gets the chance. I don't want to be bent over and forced to take it, you know. And what I was going to say is that this is kind of, and I said this yesterday in the video. You want to just whittle all this down into like 10 minutes. You just watch the video from last night. But this is kind of like you go into, I'll give you an example. I walked into Happy Land and I desperately needed to take a leak. It was, it used to be 3 baht there that I remember, 2 or 3 baht. Now it's 5 baht. I go in and there's a stall and I had a bag. I just wanted to hang it on the loop. Like, you know, you close the door, hang it on the loop, whip it out, do your business. I went to go do that, and lo and behold, there was a little something waiting for me in the toilet, a big snake. And first of all, the bathroom was completely filthy. There's shit all over the walls. It's like somebody wiped their ass and instead of using a paper towel, they just wiped it on the side of the stall, and then they go and wash their hands. I don't know. But see, what are you paying for then? So I'm very skeptical. First of all, I'm skeptical of governments. Second of all, I'm skeptical of corruption. I'm not saying here. But I'm very skeptical. And so when I hear they're going to do this, they're going to do that, okay, maybe they will. They'll do a little bit. They'll do 20%. And somewhere, somehow, that money's going to end up going somewhere else. Oh, yeah, we spent it. We got everything done. The oceans are beautiful. And you're going to have oceanographers and marine biologists going, no, it's not. This is not true. And so I'm skeptical of that kind of thing happening. So, you know, make me a believer, and I think Thailand has a lot to prove to people. Now, there's people, and, you know, I'll give you one example. You guys, most of you guys who are in here, if you've been here for a little while, you know, Andrew comes in here all the time, and he's always, oh, Thailand is paradise. It's the greatest place ever. Oh, my God, it's so wonderful. It can be. Yes, it can be. But when it comes to a situation like this is exactly where Thailand falls flat. And it's not everything that everybody thinks it is. Governments need to do less. They are parasites who do not produce wealth. They only take it and redistribute it. Well, I'm not even going to get started about the Pandora's Papers and how it doesn't affect here for certain reasons. But, you know, I think that there are people out there. And I know that in this particular stream and in my normal, everyday chats when I talk to people, that a lot of people are like, listen, I'm going to come to Thailand and, you know, I just want to wait until everything is kind of loosened up a little. They're going to come no matter what. They don't care about, it's not so much the money. Listen, when I used to go on holiday, you know, I always had 3-4 grand when I would come on holiday, and I was spend anywhere from $100 to $200 a day, and so I didn't really care all that much. So, you know, if you're coming as a tourist, that's what they count on. And it's kind of like, I dare say, some females, and I'm not attributing their nationality, I'm not attaching a nationality to the word female, but some females, they prey on the kindness of men, you know, and say, oh, you know, my daddy is sick. I need money. How much? Not too much. Only 400,000 baht. You're like, huh? Or only, you know, $30,000. And you're like, honey, I just met you. You know, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Time to go. You know, I think there's going to come a point that the cow is going to run out of milk here. And then what? What are you going to do when you've got 20% of your country relies on tourism? You see, you're going to wait, and here's the thing, Andy, one thing, you know, you're waiting, and in the interim, okay, nothing could happen, you can come over, you could have a fantastic time. I hope that happens. Or something goes to shit somewhere, or they refuse to change something, and people just go, I'm still going to wait. I'm not going to come. Screw them. You know. So, there's things to think about. Like I said, you know, things are a bit vague right now, as they tend to be in the beginning. Right now, my thing is, okay, so when are they going to let go of the CCSA? And say enough. When are they going to stop the emergency decree? When are they going to let go of the certificate of entry and just allow people to come in? When are they going to just say, okay, you've got to have travel insurance, and it needs to be, say, $25,000, something like that. You know, if you don't need to be expatriated from Thailand, really, unless something drastic happens, and it happens occasionally, but in a small percentage of the time, if something happens and you break your leg or something like that, $25,000 is more than enough here to cover yourself. Well, we have a Mr. working today, and we also have Miss Mook and Mr. Kang, the manager. You keep moving the goalpost. After a while, people decide to say, screw it, I'm not going to play anymore. I'm leaving. I'll go play baseball, you know. Now, I did see some people questioning whether Thailand really even wants tourists, because, you know, there is a school of thought that is Thailand is the Thai government is so xenophobic. They don't want foreigners here. They want to do things they've always wanted to do things their way. We don't need your help. We don't want you. Leave us alone. You know, like when the tsunami happened. But when it comes to the vaccines, they don't have any problem accepting millions and millions of doses from other countries. So, yeah, I mean, it's a little, I try not to, day to day, I try to just take it as it's just one more, I don't want to say experience, because that's not what it's about. It's just one more additional hoop. And sometimes the hoops are, you don't even need to acknowledge them. The money, the financial part of this is nothing. I don't know how much tourism they'll lose because of this. The head of the Hotel Association came out and said they're worried, or one of the members of the Hotel Association came out today and said they're worried about the effect that this will have, because 500 baht is like, for some people, that's a half a night in a hotel room. And they're like, the percentage-wise, it's a little expensive. You're talking about like it's the cost of a hotel room for some people, or it's half a night in a hotel. It's a couple of meals, and so they're saying, don't even think about it. If you're going to do it, you need to do it right. And I think this is this is not just this administration. I think sometimes there's a bit of short-sightedness, a bit of, well, they're just going to have to pay. That's all. They don't like it, don't come. Okay, don't come. People won't come. They'll be like, what? Screw this. No, we're not live. We're dead. We're not live. No. How to collect the money. Why is this so difficult? Well, I think the more spread out the collection process is, the better for them they may believe it is. I don't personally think that's how it goes. I think really what they should do is figure out, do we put it in the airline ticket? Simple. That's what you do, So, they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to come out with this and come up with something that at some point they're going to have to care about the perception. Because let me just tell you one thing, all right? Nobody talks about this, and it really bothers me that the media doesn't say anything about this. And really, I think I'm the only one with this long of a memory, because my short-term memory is really bad. But my long-term memory is a little bit better. And you remember when they said, oh, we're going to come out with the Phuket sandbox, and we're going to have 500,000 domestic tourists, and we're going to have 129,000 international tourists. What happened to that? They got like 40,000 tourists altogether, 50,000 tourists altogether. They're not even sure if all of them were tourists that came into the country. That's a fraction. Now they want 10 million. Let's say that they get 10% of that. So 1 million people are going to come to Thailand next year. I mean, that's horrible. Yeah, a lot were expats. Some were people returning to see their families, and it was the easiest way in. But I mean, what happened to all the Thai tourists? Now, listen, you can't fault them for being wrong, but you can see that there's a pattern of high expectations and low. Really, the comparison is extremely poor. You can say, okay, I want $1 million tomorrow. I might get 20. I can say whatever I want. I can fly. I'm Superman. But then when you're trying to fly, you find out, oh, I can't fly, and you fall flat. That's the end. Splat. You know what I'm saying? So this is just the thing. Really, the thing that concerns me is this. It's not about. It really isn't about the money. It's not even about the principle. Because this is how they've always been. This is an Asian thing. It's not necessarily a Thai thing. Although the Thai-ness is in it. But what it really is, more than anything, is it's the pattern over the past few years. And a few years ago, I was saying, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. But, things are changing, but don't worry yet. Well, now I'm like, they're not going to, I don't think they're going to get back to normal for another 2 or 3 years. And, what is this? Yeah, good luck with that. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Speaking of eggs, go down in the description, please. Check it out. There's a multitude of ways to pass along a golden egg to me or a coffee. You can use the link, buy me a coffee. You can use the PayPal, or if you want, you can ship me an egg, a pure gold egg. I don't want an egg, just a gold egg. It would be nice to have a solid gold egg, now that I think about it. How big was the biggest piece of gold that I ever had? It was 5 baht, a 5 baht nugget. This is many years ago, which is how much? That's 140 grams of, I don't even know what Cardano crypto is. I have no idea, but I will look into it. 140 grams of gold. I thought that was a lot. You know, and the other thing is that I think now is probably not the best time for people to travel internationally. Although maybe the people in the United States who haven't been working for 2 years or a year and a half and they're just collecting a bunch of money from the government, maybe they're raring to go. I mean, listen, I got friends that live in California. I tell them to come over here. All right, do me a favor, send me an email, or just leave it in a comment or something, so that I remember and I don't have to go back and search through this stream, because I've never heard of those before. Never. I traveled between Mexico, U.S., and Colombia last year, no problems. That's you. I'm talking about the mass of tourists. I don't think that many people really... I'm talking about, you know, Joe and Betty Smith living in Wisconsin, who are like going to have the trip of their dreams and go from... They're going to fly to Hong Kong, and then they're going to go to Singapore, and then they're going to end up in beautiful Thailand. That's the kind of person I'm talking about. Good morning there, Mr. Dowlow. Sabay my cop. I come in here every morning or every other morning. When I do come in the morning, there's never anybody here in the morning. I'm like the first person, the only person. 2.432 Aussie Mint. Yeah, I don't know what it is right now. I know it's up there in Thai baht. I have no idea in the U.S. what gold costs. I don't think I would ever buy 14 karat gold again. There you go. So, there's a chance that tomorrow, Mr. Longhorns and I will be going to Icon Siam. We'll be doing a little walk around, and we'll also be checking out the Starbucks Reserve there, because that's what he wants to do. I personally don't really care. I mean, it's cool to see and everything, but like, I'm espressoed out, really. You know, it's kind of like a heroin fix, you know. You just take it because it just keeps you functioning. Good morning, everybody. Sawadee Kap, Sawadee Tan Chow. So that might be interesting. I'm not sure how we'll go there, but there's that. I already said earlier that Patia Bob is supposed to get back to me later today, and we may go somewhere, take a little drive, and go for a day or 3. Not sure yet. And then we still have a trip for Longhorns and I. And it's like I'm tired of all the planning now. It's just like, let's just go. I don't want to deal with anything. I just want to go. What's today? Today's a Tuesday, yeah? What happened to Johnny? Anyway, I went through the comments yesterday of the Bangkok Post, and there were a couple other places where I saw this being talked about, this subject. And most people were not very happy about it. And again, it wasn't the money, it was the fact that, like, how many times does Thailand need to get money from us? And a couple of people, most of them were pricks. Like, oh, you cheap bastards, can't even pay 500 baht. And I really think that for most people, listen, if you can't pay 500 baht when you're traveling anywhere, you can't pay $15, you shouldn't be traveling. I mean, I've traveled on a shoestring before, but shit, he's quarantined. I'm sure he's not very happy about that. I don't know. Tiger did a segment about what? About the money? People are unhappy about it because it's the perception of the tourists. It's the perception of people about Thailand. The image of Thailand does need a makeover. I don't know that the country needs the tourism industry. I don't know that it really needs a makeover. I think what they need to understand is that their image needs a makeover. The way they deal with foreigners needs a makeover. Their mentality towards foreigner. I understand that this is Thailand. They're never going to be like we are. They're not going to treat people the way that we expect them 100%. But I think if you want to get people, you want to get people to come to the country. It's like, you get more flies with honey than vinegar. Man, Thailand will bounce back if they charge 500 baht for every person coming in. Okay. I guess it depends on where that money's going. And that's another completely different issue, which I really haven't even got into. If a government says we need money and they get a certain, let's say $1 billion, and they don't tell people where that $1 billion goes, or they lie about it, and $500 million goes into 10 people's pockets, and then they spread the other $500 million out, and people go, okay, so where did this go? Where did that go? And they're like, no, we don't need to talk about this. And then they're like, So I think what's very important here is that the money is used sensibly, and hopefully they'll do that. I'm a skeptic. I'm a little jaded from some of the things that I've seen here. Or not just here, in life in general. I want to let me see what they do. I hope they turn it around completely. I'll tell you what. I asked the taxi driver yesterday, I said, how long is it going to be before they finish this freaking SkyTrain here on Lad Prow? And the guy said, 2 years. I said, 2 years? I read they were supposed to have it done this year. So what's that tell you? Now, is it that difficult to build a SkyTrain? Somehow I don't think so. I guess it depends on, if Mickey Mouse is building it, then it might take a lot longer. But, and look at the airport, Suvarnabhumi Airport. What happened with that? They don't call it swampy for nothing. So, excuse my skepticism. But I want, show me, don't tell me. And you're right, Carl. People don't want to be dictated. Listen, I don't like to be dictated by anybody. I don't want anybody telling me what to do. I gotta say, there's a young person. I'm gonna do a video about this. There's a young person on a social media app. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm not gonna, bash the guy or anything like that. But there is a younger person. He may be 25, he might be 30, and he came out and he made a big long post about how you shouldn't use the word fuck in Thailand. And so many people, myself included, I said, I don't need you to tell me how to speak. Fuck you. Okay? My thing is that most people are well aware. Most people are well aware that swearing in public in front of people, I'm not talking about, nobody's listening to me right now, but, I'm trying to keep it in context. I wouldn't go up and go to some girl here at Starbucks and start using the F word every other word. So it's understandable, but I'm a grown-ass man. I don't need some punk kid who barely got to Thailand. If he's been in Thailand for a year or two, I don't need some punk kid who thinks to give me his sanctimonious bullshit. And it's not about the word. It's not that he's not right. Yeah, you shouldn't swear. Okay. Listen, if I'm amongst friends, if I'm in my stream, I'll say what I want. And I will say what I want, period. And I think people should be allowed to speak. People should be allowed to speak. However, obviously there's a limit. You don't want to get too far away. But if I'm standing there and I let out an expletive, and I got some kid telling me, you shouldn't say that here, I would flat out tell the guy to go fuck himself. I wouldn't have any I don't care how big he is, how bad he is. I would say, dude, go fuck yourself. Really. Because that's what it is the younger people, what I believe, is that the younger people are starting to bring over here some of their woke mentality. And there was a girl who responded and defended the guy. Now, most people were bashing the guy for being full of shit. Because, listen, the thing is I almost never comment, and I actually blocked the guy, hid the guy. I didn't want to see him because I just saw and I went, oh, this guy just bugs me. He's one of these, white knighters. One of these guys who, it's like, you shouldn't be allowed to do this, you shouldn't be allowed to do that. And he's talking about shit. This kid doesn't have a fucking clue. He needs to mind his own business. And that's the thing. Mind your own business. Jesus Christ, don't you have anything else? I mean, this is the problem. Is a Ken a male Karen? I don't know. No, but the girl, I thought the girl had some stream some comment that said something like, or in her profile it said something like, don't call me a he or a she or a her. I'm like, oh geez, this is what I mean. I can't handle this shit. I can't handle it. I'd be like, get the hell out of here. Go back, go crawl in a hole somewhere with your bullshit. Men can get pregnant. No, they can't, idiot. Oh my God. I'm a man and I got pregnant. No, you didn't. You're delusional. Go get your brain checked, you dummy. See, that's the way I think. Yeah, there you go. You want to contribute to my swear jar? I don't know how many times I swore already. At least 10. You know, I mean, like, listen, people are going to do what they want to do, but when it comes to something like that, it's like, don't you have anything else to worry about? It's not like I'm in a formal setting where you're talking, like you're in immigration and you're swearing to somebody. I saw a guy, I've told the story several times, but I saw a guy in Cambodia. He's with the Thai girl. And he goes up and he's trying to get a SIM card or something like that in Cambodia. He's trying to get this SIM card. And the girl was asking him for whatever. I don't know exactly what it was. I don't remember the whole story, but I remember the gist of it, which was he was swearing left and right. Well, then I would say maybe you need to look in the dictionary and see how it's spelled. But anyway, the guy was, and he was a big old guy. I mean, he was big. No, never. Are you kidding me? No. I tell him, please don't watch. My father might watch sometimes. If you're watching, what's up? How you doing? Hey. But I don't think so. But he doesn't give me a hard time about it. I like that word. I think it's great. I want a nice, moist chocolate cake. I'm not even going to go anywhere else with that. I could easily do so. Yeah, I mean, what the hell? I don't know. How does that work? I don't even know. Is the person that won that award, is it a she? It's supposed to be a she, but it used to be a he, and it competed with women? How does that work? I don't even understand this. You know, really, it's beyond me. And here's the thing. I'm going to fall back on, it's my generation. If you don't like it, fuck you. I come from, I'm a couple of generations removed now. I was a little boy when, just after Kennedy got assassinated. Made one lift and fail. Oh, God. Well, I mean, listen, you know that it for somebody to come out like that takes courage. All right, you've got to just, basically what you have to do, and I wasn't always good at this, and even now, I mean, I get irritated sometimes, Stop giving a fuck. That's all. The only reason I gave a fuck about this nitwit on Twitter is because here he is. He's a freaking kid. Now, granted, he's a man. He's a young man. But it's not. He acts like he's. I've been here for a long time, and I don't think I'm I'm the go-to guy for everything. No. I'm learning just like everybody else. And some guy who comes here he's been here for, let's say he's here for 3 years already. He's just starting to get his little willy wet. He's just starting to know what it's like. And I think at this point, he can either shoot his load or he can have a good long go at it. You know what I'm saying? And that's where he's at now. He knows enough right now to get himself in trouble. And when you start telling others and dictating to others how they need to be and how they need to speak, to me it reeks of being someone in the speech police. And for that reason, I felt like, you know what, I can't put up with this. And then the thing is, the piece of shit came out and bashed some guy whose wife is dying from cancer, and he laughed about it. So that set off another firestorm, and I wanted to say something, but I just thought, you know what? I'm going to get involved in this bullshit, and I'm going to get in too deep. I don't want to. It's none of my business. Mind my own business. So I did. But, you know, there's always going to be people like that. There's one thing you can do. I was talking to my buddy yesterday. When you're 50, 60 years old, the way to handle a situation, and I haven't always thought this way, is not to beat the holy hell out of the guy or try to or whatever. Thank you very much, man. You are the first of the day. You're the first actual donation, contribution of the day. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's taken me a long time to learn this, but when you get to be, 45, 50, 60 years old, you probably shouldn't go out picking fights or getting into fights with people or just saying, you know what, I'm going to beat your ass. You probably shouldn't do that. It's probably not a good thing to do. It's a good way to get it and to end up in jail, and then you're the old fart in jail, and there's a lot of younger people in there with you. It's not the brightest move, So you walk away if you can. If you can't, then you fight. But, my thing is, imagine if this guy was standing there, and, look at what happened in Pattaya with the guy, I don't remember the guy's name. Well, Jocko would just scare the shit out of the person. I wouldn't want to have him wrap his arm around my neck and squeeze. No. I don't want to hear my bones crunching. His arm is like the jaw of a pit bull or a crocodile, But if you remember there, the one case where the guy, some British guy or whatever, was yelling at the black guy and saying, you need to put your mask on, you need to put your mask on. Mind your own fucking business, buddy. You're lucky the guy didn't beat the holy hell out of you. And to his credit, he didn't. Now, he had to pay a little fine, but big deal, Discretion is the better part of valor, yes. And there's another one, sometimes it's better to be tried by 12 than carried by 6, but you better choose carefully which one you want. Anyway, fortunately, Thailand is a relatively safe place, and you won't get into any situations with people if you don't lose your cool. If you lose your cool, then you're asking for a problem. Yeah, and that took me a while to figure out as well. When I first got here, it took me a little while. What in the hell is... Oh. And the other thing is, why ask why? Yes, Scott Mallon's words of wisdom. How about just Mallon's words of wisdom? Do as I say, not as I do. Anyway, looks like they're opening up here. We're just over an hour. I'm not going to do a real long stream today. No need. Listen, I had to do a few things yesterday, and I sat around waiting because I couldn't do them, and then, we got the rain, it starts raining and pouring, and I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to go out now. It's raining too hard. What am I going to do? I'm going to go out and walk through a flood? But today looks like a nice day. For 40% chance of rain, it looks very nice out. If everybody decides to come to Thailand sometime next year and everybody comes at the same time, we'll have a meetup. We should do some kind of a meetup. We get 25 guys or something like that. We'll have a little party. A Starbucks party and then a Pattaya party. Which, by the way, I don't know where Carlos is, but hopefully when he goes back to Pattaya, Longhorns and I will go and meet with him. That might be fun. Don't, how about fun? It might be fun. Don't add the words sausage and fest into that sentence. It's, yeah. It prompts the visual. Anyway, it's good to know that nobody here is really overly upset about the 500 baht because, man, some of the people on Bangkok Post were just pissed. They're like, one thing after another, they do this, they do that, they do this, they do that, and then it's like, how many times are they gonna do this? Aussie, 80% first jab today, 56% full backs. Wow, that's a lot. That's more than here. At least I think it is at this point. My birthday's coming up 10 days. But it's just another day, to be honest. My kids might buy me a cupcake, and that's it. I don't want a cake. I don't want to be eating all that shit. Now it's a game of inches. You don't want to be eating things. I can get away with that. Just one. I'll have just one piece of cake, and then you have two. That's not good. What is this? If I'm coming for work, meetings, or training, I'm not a tourist either. Lots of people come for work or business meetings that aren't necessarily tourists. Yes, just another day. Now, next year, when I hit 60, that might be a little different. I don't know. But it's not like I'm going to go out and get trashed. And I was just thinking about that. If you have a problem with alcohol, okay, I understand it. If you're one of these guys who can, drink a couple glasses of wine or have a couple of beers, I understand it. But think about all the guys. I mean, it's been a while since I've been to Pattaya and I've been out at night and I've seen it. But I always remember the one guy he had to be around 50. And he's standing there. I'm like hanging out I'm not sitting on the balcony or whatever at like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I forget, maybe Soy 13 or something like that. In Pattaya. And I'm looking down, and I see this guy standing around, he's stumbling around, he's drunk off his ass, he's smashed, completely smashed. And all of a sudden, this little Thai girl comes zooming up on her motorcycle, and he's like, "Where you go? You tell me you come back. Why you not come back? You not come back quickly." He's like, I think you have man. She said, no, I don't have man. I only for you, honey. And I'm standing there just going, what the I'm like, please never let that be me. I don't want to be some 50 or 60-year-old guy. God forbid, 70. I never want one of my kids to be like that, where they're standing out on some road and some freaking chick who's speaking pidgin English, selling her ass, and that's your supposed love interest, and she's promising, no, I know, no, boom, boom, only you, honey, you number one for me. Ugh. It's too much. That's just too much. There needs to be a level of dignity. You need to have a little self-respect, especially when you get a little older. I mean, listen, if I'm drinking tequila and I get shit-faced and I'm at home and I fall asleep in front of a stream, that's one thing. Especially if I'm playing all kinds of music and YouTube won't allow the audio to be used because I'm playing a bunch of songs I don't even know what they are. Copyright violations. Nicholas, he's got a couple that he mingles with. He used to have a couple. I don't know. He still talks to one of them. But it's hard for him to go out and do things. And then Alex he's 100% focused on school, and he knows that they can be a hassle, so he's very leery of who he chooses to be with. He Alex ain't gonna put up with any shit, man. He's not gonna put up with any shit. And neither will Nicholas, but Nicholas is a little more happy-go-lucky, and he'll just laugh about it, you know. This is another thing. They're not in school. They're in school, but they're studying for the rest of his term, the rest of the semester, they're studying at home. It's not good for them. They need that social interaction. They need to be around chicks. They need to have something that motivates them, like they're like, oh, what's that over there? Oh, maybe after class I'll go talk to her. They need that. Anyway, I'm sure they'll be all right. They'll learn eventually. They'll figure it all out. Hopefully it won't take them 50 years like it took me. Anyway. When I was 19 years old, I fell in love with a bar girl in Pattaya. I think if I fell in love with a bar girl in Pattaya, she'd make mincemeat out of me when I was 19. When I was 18 or 19, I was an idiot. There's only one thing I wanted when I was 19. They've got all these foo-foo drinks here, and I never drink them now. I just refrain from drinking them, and they look so good, but... Anyway... I don't know if there's any other concerns about this place. It's a beautiful day out. I want to get the fungulo out of here. Well, I mean, when I was 19 years old, I had a couple grand stashed. Remain between the lines. If you know what's good for you. Places now they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people in here plus 2 of the staff, and I'm gonna say the rest of the staff will get here in another 45 minutes or so. Make that 9 people. Yeah, it's time to get out of Bangkok, man. Anyway, see what else we got here. Yeah, I mean, listen, I could drone on and on and on about, the Thai government needs to do this, it needs to do that. The Thai government doesn't give a shit what I think. Excuse me, the Thai government doesn't really care what a young man like me feels or thinks about the way they're handling their situations. What's this? Your kids, their outlook and attitudes, is it more Thai or American? American. I mean, they have no problem fitting in their friends that are Thai. They have, many friends that are Thai. They don't have a problem with the culture, but they know certain things that, maybe some people that are native to this place overlook or don't want to think about or whatever, I try to make them think a bit more critically about, why, how, look to the future, these kind of things that sometimes, can be overlooked. You know, the next 10 years, hopefully I'll be alive for another 10 years. And I'd like to at least make it to 70. But if I do, then who knows? Maybe I'll be a grandfather. Maybe I'll see what they're doing and you know, what they've become, how they're living their life, and I'll have a better idea. That's kind of what I want. That's the next step. That's the next step. And then it's about, okay, where are we going to live? Then hit the road, Krabi, etc. Yeah. Krabi has been on the agenda and has been on the list of places that we may go, Longhorns and I. As has Khao, because I didn't really do enough when I was there because I didn't have that much time. I was there like 4 days. And it's a beautiful place, but there's quite a bit to do there. The problem is it's a big tourist place and it's starting to pick up now. But that doesn't matter. Well, you know, we'll figure it out. The flooding hopefully will subside, which will open up some options for us. But for now, we're going to go somewhere. Well, maybe we'll go to Icon Siam tomorrow or the next day, depending on how we feel. It's always about, you know, the night before. Do we really feel like committing? All right, I'll let you know in the morning. And then early in the morning, all right, let's go, you know. So, oh God. You know, we got that. We got that. That's a few hours there to kill. And then once we hear back from Pattaya Bob, which if we stream on Thursday, really, even if we stream tomorrow, we should know by then if we're going to leave on Friday or Monday of next week. So it'd be good to get out of here and go see some stuff. And I just found something about the Mekong River that should be extremely helpful, which I'm always into rivers for some reason. The river life, you know, going down in a boat, going down the rivers, you know. I'm not talking about heavy-duty rivers and rafting. I'm talking about cruising down a river. I think I can talk Longhorns into doing that with me when he comes back. When it's a little cooler here. Or a little less humid. Man, this place is just... It's almost filled up now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11. Anyway, I think we've pretty much... This stream has run its course. It's hit the mouth of the river. Oh. All right. Unless anybody else has anything else, I want to spend more time around the Kanchanaburi as well. Yeah, I mean, you know what, Andy? That is always a good go-to place for the day, or for 2-3 days. Just like for me, I mean, I just went there. I don't know, last year or this year. I don't even know. But I've been there like 10 times, and it's like, do I really want to go see the cemetery? You know, I went and saw the cemetery the last time, and a couple times before that, I went to Hellfire Pass and walked down the, you know, out in the forest, and you know, it was me so hungry. What is your problem? Stop worrying about me, Jesus Christ! Seems like something's on your mind. Did something happen? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Me so hungry happened. That's what happened. Jesus criminy. I get these kind of messages. It's go watch the song. What is it? The condition, my condition. Go check the condition my condition was in, or whatever. Which I didn't know that Kenny Rogers was the singer for that song. The first edition. I didn't know Kenny Rogers was the singer for that song. But somebody asked me that the other day. Like, you look a little tired. You look this. You look that. I'm always fucking tired. I get like 4 hours of sleep a day. I mean, what do you want? I'm fine. It's normal. Jesus Christ. You look a little tired. You look a little worn out. Oh, shut the fuck up. Worry about yourself. You feel better now? Do I now meet your lofty expectations? Do I look awake enough? I'm out of coffee. I need another coffee. And I don't feel like going over there to get one. And quite frankly, I'm sick of espresso right now. I'd go for a cappuccino maybe. Small talk. Small talk is not, oh, you look tired. Oh, is everything okay? You got something on your mind? Are you, Do you have something on your mind? I could say the same thing for you. You're asking me all these questions. Do you have something on your mind? Is there something you want to ask me? Are you okay? Are you sure? You're overly concerned with me. I'm really worried about you. I have people that worry about me. I don't need anybody else to worry about me. I don't need me so hungry to worry about me. Oh God! This is what I get for being on. This is what I get for being on. YouTube. Well, if you want, I mean, you know, like, I could tell you it's not, but I'd be lying. I mean, what the fuck do you want me to say? Is everything okay? Are you okay, Mr. Scott? You look very tired. I look the same I look every freaking day. Every day I look the same. If I'm tired, it's because I'm old. It's not because I didn't get enough sleep or anything like that. Yeah, Mr. Sakat. Oh, Mr. Sakat. Sabay my cop. You okay? I think maybe you're sick. I'm concerned. Yeah, I'm so concerned. You know, I'm really concerned here. I'm sitting here and I'm not very relaxed. I've got an anxiety attack. What am I supposed to do? Me so hungry. Please, you let me know, because I don't know. What can I do? Here's a little phrase I'll give you from Thailand. This is from a Thai girl I met when I first came here, many, many years ago, before I knew anything about Thailand. She said to me, "Meta God, don't think too much." So I'm going to tell you, me so hungry, don't think so much. You worry about yourself. If I got a problem, I don't have a problem telling people, yeah, I got a little bit of a problem today. I don't have that problem. And to me, I don't go around asking everybody, are they okay, because I want to make small talk. Ugh, you want to get banned for just being a fuckhead? Jesus Christ. What the fuck is your problem? Don't worry about me, okay? Please. If I want a Xanax, I can get one. Oh my God. When someone asks me this, I say, we are doing fine. I guess it's all about your perception, and quite frankly, I don't give a fuck what your perception is. Me so hungry. I really don't care. You think what you want. You believe what you want to believe. You believe what you want to believe. Really. Oh. You know, I could have a wonderful meal, a great lay, smoke a fat doobie and have a nice quality drink and be relaxed and sitting on my comfortable chair and do a stream, and there will be somebody that goes, "Oh, you don't really look right. What's wrong with you? Are you sick? Are you sick? Are you okay?" Me so hungry. Let me ask you something. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, me so hungry? Are you sure nothing's wrong? Are you overly tired? Because you're really concerned with me, and I don't know, we don't really know each other that way. If you were a chick who I met and like you were sitting with me in person, I'd tell you, please get the fuck away from me. Or I would just leave. I'd walk away from you. Because I'd be like, this chick's a nutcase. She's so worried about me. She's so, me so hungry. She's so hungry. Don't worry, be happy. That's the only one I know. I don't know Pharrell Williams. Now, what was this? But you do have a problem with people making small talk. I guess it depends on, I guess it really depends on if they're asking me stupid fucking questions. What have I said anything this morning about there being any problem? Have I acted in a way where I thought there was a problem? No, what it is I hate stupidity and I hate stupid fucking questions. And after a while, I just go, God damn it, is it ever going to end? Don't we get enough in the real world when you can't call a woman she or her? Don't you think that's stupidity enough? If I was to say, me so hungry, I'm so stressed out now. I got to go to the hospital. I need a procedure. It's going to cost me 200,000 US dollars. What are you going to do for me? You're not going to do shit. So really, don't worry about the small talk. I see a lot of bars are open now in Bangkok. Have you seen this to be the case? Good signs, at least for the economy. Is beer there yet? Good signs for the economy. Well, the bars that are open are not supposed to be open, but there are indeed bars open, and if they're not open, it doesn't mean they're not serving booze in the guise of being a restaurant. No, she's not here yet. My guess is she won't be here until about 11:30. Okay, I tell you what, me so hungry. Can I put an end to this right now? Let me just put an end to this. There's nothing wrong. I'm not overly tired. I'm not thinking too much. I'm not concerned about anything. I'm not worried. There's nothing wrong. Okay, so that should answer your questions or your concerns. Now, maybe you can find somebody else to concern yourself with, like yourself. The verb we use in the UK is mither. We hate feeling mithered. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like being mithered. That's a good phrase. Morning, Scott, and all the chat. Good morning, Sawatdee. Oh, you give me 50? I said 200,000. So there's a little bit of difference between 200 and 200,000, or 50 and 200,000. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. I mean, I guess if you're gonna take something, it's like, listen, is a chick a hoe because she takes $500, or if she takes $3? She's still a hoe, right? It still works out to being the same. Mithered, I'll have to remember that. I do like pestered also. Are you like, have you been drinking wine or something? Are you fucked up or are you like, what's the deal? You just want me to like bash you? Are you trying to get me worked up? Because, the reality is it's all fun. It's all fun and games. Really. Don't think too much. Don't think too much, okay? อย่าคิดมากนะอย่าคิดมากนะ 20 million lotto next week here. Wish me luck. The other day here it was 6 million baht. And my wife said, do you want me to get a lottery ticket? I said, if you want, go for it, whatever. Do you want me to get you one? I said, if you want, go for it. So she did. And then she said, we didn't win anything. I said, okay. Hey, thanks a lot there, Scuff Stream. Thank you very much. I gotta laugh. I really have to laugh. I took a few pills. Oh, well, there you go. Now that explains it. I already have a mother and a father. I already have a family. And I have several very good friends. And believe me, if I got a problem, I don't have a problem calling them up and going, hey, man, what do you think about this? I'm not sure what to do. Actually, I watched a good movie. I'm trying to think. Oh, the guy's name was Scott. Yeah, that explains it. There you go. Quaaludes. Fentanyl tablets. What are they? Oxycodone. Oxycontin. What was the name of the movie? The Beautiful Country. The guy's name was Scott. He contacted me through Instagram. And I always get these people requesting to talk to me on Instagram, and I'm always like, fuck. Most of the time, there's some Russian or some chick, that I know is not real. And then once in a while, there are people that just want to talk to me for whatever reason. And so I thought, let me listen to what this guy said. And he said, hey, I think I might have a good movie for you. And so a couple hours later, I watched the movie. It's about a Vietnamese kid he's a Vietnamese American kid. He's got an American father and Vietnamese mother. And he grows up in Vietnam without his father. And it shows how he goes to the United States. But excellent movie. I was very happy with it. I watched that movie and I went, man, that was a good movie. So I highly recommend it. If you can find it, which there are certain websites, that you can find just about any movie. But it's called The Beautiful Country. And it stars Nick Nolte. He doesn't star in it, but Nick Nolte is in it. Who else? God, I can't think. There was somebody else that was pretty big in the movie. I don't remember who it was, but Nick Nolte was in it towards the end. But good movie. So give it a shot. Check it out. I took a few pills too, multivitamins. Yeah, are you flying right now, Andy? How you doing? You're not gonna start asking me if I'm okay, are you? You look a little tired. Fuck me. You got a little bit of a cough. All the staff are running in now. I'm waiting for the new James Bond movie too. It's just like, a highlight. I'm anticipating it. Listen, I was waiting for the Sopranos movie to come out. I watched like 10 minutes of it. I'm like, I can't watch this shit. I'm not going to get into why not, but I just thought it was a crappy movie. I was like, I can't believe this. And my buddy's the same way. Daniel Craig, by far the best Bond. I'm sorry, I don't believe in Roger Moore, or Sean Connery was good. Timothy Dalton, they're not tough enough. Come on, James Bond gonna be like a little pretty boy? He's gonna be like Bond, James Bond. Well, this movie was made in 2004, so there you go. It's not a current movie. What is the name of that movie? Look up a movie that has, what the hell was the name of it? It's got Elizabeth Taylor, Montgomery Clift, and Shelley Winters before she was fat. Yeah, you know what? I heard about the guy who wrote the movie. I guess it took him 10 years. So I have renewed optimism, because it's taken him 10 years to write. It took him 10 years to write that movie, and or that series, or whatever the hell it is. I'm not going to watch it. I think my wife and kids have watched it already. And I can't watch superhero shit. I can't watch thrillers. A good thriller, okay. Like suspense, okay. Slasher kind of thriller, kind of, horror movie. Sci-fi, zombies, no. It's not going to happen. Just can't do it. Now I lost my train of thought. What's new? Anyway, give that movie a shot. The Beautiful Country. Give it a shot. See if you like it. Let me know. Come back and let me know. Or put it in the description or whatever if you don't want to come back. Sure, it's not The Shining. You're up there in an Arizona house, all alone, with Scatman Crothers. I can't even watch that. I never liked those. Listen, give me I used to watch it when I was a kid. I used to watch the old Superman, where it was what was his name, George, whatever. The guy who actually thought he was Superman. He jumped from a tall building and to kill himself. Forget what his name was. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. Me so hungry has made me speechless today. Why do I attract these kind of people? James Bond released next month. I think it's here this week. I think it's the 8th. I think it's Saturday that it comes out here. But it might be next month. I'm not sure. But I thought it was this month. Dog water. George Reeves, was that his name? George Reeves. I guess after Superman, he couldn't make it anymore. He got disheartened, and he decided to take the plunge. He did the Pattaya plunge, except he wasn't in Pattaya. Yes, they are, but I don't know if this one is open or not. I don't remember. They're supposed to be open. Forgot to look. I forgot to look at Rap when I went to Rap God. Believe me, I'm never going to Rap God again. That's it. All right. I don't care how much money you offer me. I don't care how much you try to. I'm concerned. There's too many people that are concerned about me. You know, I guess I should be grateful that somebody even makes believe, whether it's true or not. They make believe they're concerned about me. I guess I should feel really, really grateful. So thank you very much, Me So Hungry. Thank you. I don't need to be too harsh on you. I wonder how Howard Stern feels. Jesus Christ, he must feel really weird. Now, I will never be back to. I would never be back to Rap God. You guys will be lucky if I even walk by Rap God. And let me tell you, that was one of the worst fucking meals. I mean, I made some spaghetti once with capers and sardines and bacon. And it was much too salty. And that meal was far better than any meal I've had at Rap God. And Cow Soak is a nice place. Oh, they're almost open. Time flies when you're having fun, huh? So is it the money or is it the listen, if you're all you're whacked out on like OxyContin, sitting there with your little doggy in your lap and watching a 75-inch TV. I mean, you know, you watch something on a 75-inch HD TV, you probably see my nose. You see all my little nose hairs. You probably see all the little veins in my eyes. No wonder you think I'm concerned. Take that TV back. You don't need to see me like that in all of my glory. Although if I whipped it out, it would look a lot bigger on a 75-inch screen TV. I couldn't resist that one. I'm curious to know how the audio is today. Is it noticeably better? Or is it eh? You see my soul. Wow, aren't I fortunate? Just what I want. Some chick looking into my soul. It's good, okay. What's that guy's name? What's the guy who's always whinging? On the British guy? Andy, take care. Have fun. Grandkids come first. Especially when they want to play Uno. You know, the thing is I really wanted a hot dog. I did want a hot dog. I've been craving a hot dog for a while. So what's my wife do? She makes a spaghetti Alfredo yesterday and slices up some sausage, throws it in there. I'm like, that's not really a hot dog. I want like a hot dog on a bun. You know, like onions and relish, tomato and mustard, tomato sauce and mustard, a little bit of sprinkled with a little cheese. Maybe if I'm feeling really adventurous, a little chili. Should ask Jono to make me something like that. I just want like a ballpark Frank or something. You know, they're hard to find here, man. It's hard to find good hot dogs here. What means a lot to Australians? You're losing me. It's like I'm speaking a foreign language today or something. I don't know. Lately, they've been playing some real countrified music. Or Asian. I don't know if this is Asian or country. Or Asian country. If you guys can hear it, I can hear it. It's like the banjo. Steel guitar, I don't know. There is a German sausage shop in Tongor, yes. Yeah, I think I remember that place. And there's also one right on Sukhumvit Soi 1. And there was that other place. I just want a straight up hot dog. I don't want a sausage, like, you know, like bratwurst or something like that. I want like the kind you go to the ballpark, you know, and they give you a big old like foot-long hot dog. Like my lunch. I haven't had one in years. All they have here is these little tiny 6-inchers. Little tiny sausages. Anyway. Spicy mustard's great. Well, yeah. I got a San Miguel in the fridge at home. Maybe, you know, maybe what I should do is grab a big hot dog from here somewhere, take it home, sit down in my chair, turn the air on, eat my hot dog, and pop open a cold San Miguel so that I won't look so concerned. I have very few concerns. But you know what? A nice cold beer, sitting there relaxing, an icy cold beer, like one you put in the freezer for an hour or so. It's on the verge of getting slushy, and you just down that beer. The look of concern on my face will dissipate in a matter of seconds. Gennaro, you don't want to pay what it's going to cost me to go up there and eat the dog food that they serve there. That stuff is like dog food, man. I don't want any Dairy Queen. I don't want any of that shit food. I've been trying to eat better. Yeah, that's what it is. I need to de-stress. Yeah, oh yeah. You know how it is. I get stressed out when I'm streaming. Hard freaking work, man. Come on. Dealing with you guys. Well, dealing with the women that's the difficult part. It's dealing with the women, you know? Me so hungry. If she really is a woman. Hopefully it's not one of those things where she's an in-betweener. Although if it is, you know, whatever. I'm easy. I like everybody. I don't hate people. I just prefer when they're not around. And that is true. Head down to Demonia on Soy 33. That would be a stress reliever. I'm really surprised that a lot of those bars are completely gone now from back then. Hot dog side of game and a cold beer. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, here's the thing. It's the concern. No, you didn't have to see that, and I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. It was not good, man. It was not good. Listen, I got all this concern on my face, but if I have a hot dog and a cold beer, and thank you to Scuff Stream, I now have a hot dog and beer that's paid for. Somebody bought me lunch. I mean, I'm even less stressed. How de-stressed can I be? How much more relaxed can I be? I like to think of it as a little bit differently. There are people that are dialed in, and then there are people that are like, huh? What? Huh? What are you talking about? Huh? That's not me. I'm like the little dog that's like aware of everything. You know, I'm like a cat. I guess it depends on how you say it. I don't know. I'm not concerned with how YouTube handles the comments. There's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. At least not when it comes to talking about hot dogs. Listen, I didn't say anything about this, but since we're almost at the end of the stream, I went to go upload the little video in my Facebook, the video I put up last night about this 500 baht thing. And, I go to Facebook and the page kind of shows up because it was already cached. But then when I tried to upload the video, it just kind of hung there. And I'm like, what's going on? And then I went to Instagram and I couldn't refresh it. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Then I see, Facebook and Instagram are all down. I guess they were down for hours. And I'm like, so? It really doesn't matter to me. I'm not concerned, me so hungry, believe me. From now on, I'm not going to call you me so hungry. I'm going to call you me so concerned. I really, I was like, I wonder what's wrong. Oh well. And now I'm starting to think maybe it's pretty convenient, isn't it, that after they came out, after that whistleblower came out, they're down for 6 hours or however many hours it was. I'm like, Kawinky Dink or maybe Dr. Evil at work. Dr. Evil would be that Mark Zuckerberg. Everybody's concern with me being concerned concerns me because I'm like, do I have nothing but nut jobs who only worry about me? I don't need stalkers and overly concerned people in my stream. I need intelligent, sharp people who, for whatever reason, they like to come to the stream and have a good chat, a little, what do they call it? A little, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. I was going to say, I can't even remember what the hell it is. It's like a French word. A little friendly conversation. If you must know, that wasn't the word I was looking for, but thank you, but I know that word. This was a word I'm not sure of, and it was a French word. If you want to be concerned, ask me, how many times do I pee in the middle of the night? I'm old, and then I'll tell you it's none of your business. But, no, it's not triggered. Definitely not triggered there, pal. Don't even use that word around me. I can't stand that word. I know people who get triggered but if they hear somebody say, the thing is, if they hear that somebody who happens to be Thai tells them they hate it when foreigners use the word fuck, and they have to relay that onto Twitter. To me, that seems like a bit of a douchebag move. There you go, Gennaro. There's your girl. Please God, not people. I don't know, what does it say? Please God, not people. Yeah. Again, that's a little too personal. Let's not get personal. That's the thing. We're talking about Thailand. We're talking about travel. We're talking about Asia. We're talking about world events. We're not talking about Scott Mallon. We don't need to talk about me. I'm not exciting. I'm a very boring person. I pee like every 3 hours, every 4 hours. I'm able to sleep through the night without taking a leak. If you guys need to know all that, I don't have any problems with anything else. And that's all the personal information you guys need. You don't need any more than that. Actually, what you don't know is ever since I've had my gallbladder surgery, I've crapped about 14 times per day. You know, 14, 15, once an hour. Almost once an hour. When I sleep, I don't poo. I don't have to wear Pampers or anything like that. On your ass? God. You know, in a previous lifetime, I used to sell the flint that they put into lighters. I don't know if anybody knows that. I used to sell them in mass. I used to go around and I had a, you know, I had a little route that I used to have to go to, and the people would buy lighters in quantity, and I would sell the flint portion to them. They either wanted the cheap flint or the expensive flint. I sold them the expensive flint, and I did very well for myself for a number of years. And I used to tell people I work with lighters, and they're like, "What?" They didn't believe me. And I was like, okay, whatever. Don't concern yourself with my job. Just understand that I got more money than you might think. And that was all it took. Then, for some reason, the women started liking me then. Now they're open. They opened early today. A couple minutes early. Nobody believes me. I used to sell the little things that go in lighters. That's what I used to sell. I had a little route I had to go on a couple times a week, you know. I do like the curmudgeon. I like that. And the thing is that really, you know, don't believe everything you hear and see, and believe things that you don't hear and see. Yeah, that's it. You'll get a lot farther that way. Believe 50% of the truth and believe 50% of the, and believe the other 50% of the truth. You do quite well if you remember that, young bucks. Exactly. The little, you know, the little cheap, what do you call them? Jesus Christ, Bic. The Bic lighters. The little flint in the Bic. I used to have to go around, take orders for the lighters, and then I got a little cut of the flint. Because I was like a subcontractor. Anyway, there, I got personal, you know. I was also a printer. That's true. Definitely. For many years. Until I lost my hand in the Heidelberg. And they had to reattach it. It was a rough go, man, for a while. I used to be a paper thrower, but I lost part of my hand in the machine. They had to reattach my hand, and then I just didn't have the strength to throw the paper anymore, so I became a cutter. And I used to have this guy who was about 3 feet. He was about 3 feet tall. His name was Willie. I used to call him Small Fry. And he was really strong, this guy. No, I'm not on what me so concerned is on. He used to pick the paper up, throw it on top of his little head, and then I didn't really have the strength to, pick up the paper because my hand was bad. So I would just kind of push it off of his head, and then I was able to maneuver it because the paper cutter had air that would come out of it. They had little holes, and the air would come out, and I was able to get it nice and even, and then I would cut the paper. That was what I did. I sold body jewelry, aquarium plants, batteries, and even adult movies. Wow. Well, I actually used to go to salons selling silver, and I made a pretty fucking penny at that. Really, I did. I didn't even think about that until it's been years. I don't know what happened to little Willie. He was a little curmudgeon himself. He was about 35 and I was about 25. But to me, he was an old man. And he was little. So if he didn't do his job right, I'd have to put my foot up his ass every once in a while. He didn't like that very much either. Believe half of what you hear. Yeah. Anyway, wow. What a wonderful stream. I need to do a Ricky Gervais type Twitter live stream where I'm drinking a pint while I tell these stories, because then I'll laugh even more. I'll laugh at myself even more, whether they're funny or not. Anyway, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for enduring another painful stream. I appreciate it. I did tell Beer yesterday, or day before yesterday, whenever the hell it was. I said, "Oh, you got your hair. Your hair was you colored your hair." And she said, "Oh, what?" I said, "You look like Billie Eilish." She didn't know who it was. So I showed her a photo, and the only photo I could come up with, her hair was bright green. I said, "Well, yours isn't bright green, but yours is green just like hers." And she didn't even know who she was. So I don't think she listens to Western music. My where's a friend of my son back in the day, tabloid times. Thank you very much, Me So Concerned. I don't want to say Me So Horny, but Me So Concerned sounds good. Actually, Me So Hungry is a pretty good one too. But thank you very much, Choke D to you, Choke D to everybody. I don't know what's wrong with what's wrong with Beer. She hasn't been wanting to say hello to you guys. I think you offended her. I don't know how, but I think you offended her. Nowadays people get offended for no reason. I don't know. I'm having to have a chat with her and find out what you guys did. But it's not on me, because I can tell you I didn't offend her. I don't offend anybody. I make it my business not to offend people. She's a woke feminist. Well, there's a few things I haven't been telling you. Yeah. Well, I think sometimes you need to not take it. There's a smattering of bullshit in my stories. And you really, if I told you, if I could go back and search the word concerned or tired or something wrong, the phrase is something wrong, in some of my old, especially my old emails. Now nobody cares about me, but back in the day, when I first started YouTubing, I used to get messages all the time. Are you okay? Fuck, nothing worse. It's like, now I know how my wife feels. Really. Sometimes I'll go up and I'll see my wife and she's just deep in thought. And I go, "What's wrong?" She'll look at me and go, "Nothing." I go, "Are you sure?" Then she'll be like, "I told you nothing's wrong." Well, I'm doing the same thing. Now, I'm going to go meditate. I want to relieve all of my concern. Okay? So thank you very much, everybody. We got to get out of here. It's been too long. And once we spiral down into stupidity, just nonsense talk like we have for the last 45 minutes. It's about time to go. So, thank you again. Please leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a hashtag and the word concerned in the comment if you are concerned about someone in your life. It doesn't have to be me. All right? So thank you very much. Leave a thumbs up. Dude, but your instinct probably led you to ask her, dig deeper. Listen, I already learned about her. I learned about her long time ago. If she says leave her alone, that means leave her alone. If she says nothing's wrong, nothing wrong. If something's wrong, it'll come out eventually. And I'm not going to be the one to prod her into getting it to come out. So she's concerned too. The girl just walked by. She's very concerned. She's concerned about what am I doing. I don't have any anxiety. That's the thing. Really, very little anxiety. My anxiety is, am I gonna be out and about and I got to take a dump? Because I don't want to take a dump in Happy Land. Those are my kind of concerns. Seriously, I don't care if I go out in the rain and I get all wet. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I get all wet. Now, if I'm with, like a piece of equipment, that's a different story. It's not waterproof. But other than that, I mean, like, my major concerns are, am I going to get there before they close? And am I going to get to the toilet in time? That's it. All right? Squat toilets. Man, I haven't used a squat toilet forever. I don't have any problem using them. I mean, I kind of like them because it's like one go and you're gone. You know what I mean? It's not, you don't have the luxury. With a squat toilet, you don't have the luxury to sit there all day reading a book. You know what I mean? It's purge and go. With the Western toilet, you can sit there all day if you want. I better go, all right? It's getting stupid, all right? All right, I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American. For right now, I'm in Bangkok. Chok di lel jerken mai. That's good luck to all of you. And see you later. And, thanks to Mr. Mitch for sending me that photo of him, the lovely photo of him with my shirt, with my face on the shirt that says, I don't hate people. Great. Good stuff. All right? So everything's down in the link. If you want a shirt, go down in the description, get a shirt, buy me a coffee, buy a book, do whatever you want. You watch, that's probably good enough. I got to go. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll see you when I see you. Okay? Arrivederci.